Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we are on our way to Duna. And I keep middle clicking because I've been playing City Skylines. Okay, a couple things. I found out a lot about resource mining over the past couple days, and this drill, because I don't have an engineer on this ship, what I was getting on Minmus is about what I can expect, which disturbs me a little bit, to be honest, but you got to live with what you got. Really, I should have put 4 drills on this thing. I didn't quite realize how limited the drills were. I thought 1 would be enough, and I was wrong. That's good to know. That way I can, when I send up a thing to Minmus, it'll be better. Four times the drills would have drilled stuff in 4 times the amount. Also, I should have an engineer, preferably a 5-star one, permanently residenced on the station, on the base, so as to get 25 times the drilling capacity. The amount I was drilling based on 1 drill means that spot I was sitting on was probably about 6%, which seems moderately reasonable for Minmus. But that's why we're learning. That's why we're figuring this stuff out and we're going. We are 69 days from Duna's Sphere of Influence. The pinpoint scanner is 159 days, which is really sad because he's even closer than we are. But we are going to get there first. We're going to get in orbit. We're going to decide if we can transfer fuel to that other ship and still land on Ike. And then all that's going to be decided before the pinpoint scanner gets there. So let's go ahead and time warp and get this show under the road. Under the road? I don't think the show goes under the road. I think the show should go like on the road or near the road or any other road-based ideas that are going on here. Okay, we are in Duna's Sphere of Influence, and as you see here, we have this encounter with Ike, which is actually slinging us in, and you'll also notice I have reinstalled trajectories. My love-hate relationship with the trajectories mod makes me continually try it, even though it seems to hate me. So we are going to aim ourselves radially outward, which I'm just going to guess is this way. And I'm going to thrust limit my engines down to 8. And we all know the problems I have had with aero braking. 8.5 with aero braking and the trajectories mod, so I do not in the least expect it to actually work. And I am going to allow myself to F5 and F9 if this trajectory doesn't do what it says it's going to do. So I'm thrusting up until we get in orbit. And yes, I'm just going to assume that that's going to get us into an orbit. And then we'll figure out how to get to the Duna rescue ship when the time comes. And as soon as we cross Ike, as soon as we go into Ike's Sphere of Influence, then I can spend that $1 million I've been sitting on. We're only going 1,000 meters per second. We could almost slow down here and actually just start mining operations. Maybe I should have. But we're back in Duna's Sphere of Influence now. And yeah, this thing is saying that I'm going to come back down and do this, but it's not that I don't trust it, it's that I just don't know. 21 kilometers up seems to be about what I was doing before, but I honestly don't remember. Like I said, I have hit F5, and I am completely and utterly willing. The irony is we actually have a moderately decent landing if we were going to be the ones landing. Okay, now we are going to backspace. Oh, good. I was hoping that the solar panels would be opposites. Let's go ahead and retract all of our panels. And we are starting to succumb to aerodynamic forces. Hopefully the airflow won't cause any problems with these solar panels. Obviously this isn't going to work. We got to go up. So I'm going to F9. Okay, so 21 was too low, so we're gonna go 24. Okay, now it's actually telling me something that looks reasonable, and that's not actually a bad orbit there. Could be better aimed at this guy, but we can fix that later too. I think I can time warp until we see like a heat warning or something. Okay, that's scary. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, it was still very poorly designed, or very poorly chosen. However, this is actually putting us into a better orbit compared to the other ship. Might be a little bit easier to get a connection with it. Oh, now what is that? Is that the probe core? Yeah, that's the probe core is now heating up. Well, that's no good. And of course, the trajectories mod isn't going to be perfect because aerodynamics isn't as simple as it used to be. So something like this is okay. Although it seems to be constantly overestimating. Looks like we're going to have a nice 100 by 100 orbit when we're all done here. And we're back in space. Okay, all your space belong to us. Let's go ahead and add a maneuver to burn this guy out. So he is roughly nowhere near the other ship. We're going to burn out so his orbit crosses the other ship's orbit right here. That works. Let's go ahead and let's see. Does that happen in the sun? Almost. This could be interesting. We're going to hit backspace to get all the solar panels out. I said we're going to hit backspace to get all the solar panels out. There we go. If all else fails, we could do this burn once the sun has risen. When our descending node gets to there, then I know that we'll be touching him on every orbit. There we go. Okay, now this guy still has 1194 meters per second. He actually probably has more than that. What we need to do here is, because this fuel isn't being counted as fuel we can use, or is it actually? No, it is being counted as fuel we can use. So no, this is the total is 1194. So we are again light on the fuel. Let's actually switch to the Duna Rescue and see what he's got in him. He has 1207 meters per second. Okay, and we're going to set this guy as our target. And right here, right when we get to here, we are going to set up a maneuver node to correct our tilt, which also conveniently does that. If we do this all in one burn, it should in general be cheaper. Something along those lines. It's only 500 meters per second. This is just dead mass that we don't really want anymore. And then we are going to leave our first little bit of space trash out here. Oh wait, no, we can't. This doesn't have a probe core on it. That was almost a disaster. Yeah, job one of this mission is to get these guys home. If the refueling base can't land, so be it. We can always send up another refueler for the refueler up here and get it landed. Job one is getting this thing down to the surface, rescuing the guys, getting them back up from the surface, refueling the ship so we can get home, and then sending them home. Job two is getting this thing set up on the surface of Ike. Now, we need to disconnect this claw from this guy. We need to give him a little bit of fuel. Okay, now we are going to switch to this guy. We're going to set this claw as our target. Can we not set the claw as a target? Apparently we can't. Can't even set the ship as a target. There, come on, there we go. I guess we'll just set the ship as a target. As long as we hit the claw, we'll be fine. And it looks like we're going to hit the claw no matter what. And the claw didn't grab us. Should be really doing this with a ship that has RCS, but I don't want to use up all my RCS. Oh my god, this is hard. Come on, claw, grab me. Maybe if I just... Yeah, I think we gotta do it with the other ship. We gotta do it with the other ship. Okay. So he's already the target, right? No. Lumbering behemoths in action. And I missed again. Oh, and I'm gonna break my solar panels. I should really be more careful here. Not disarm. Okay, let's close our solar panels here. Before we do anything else, we're closing our solar panels. I'll turn you sideways to get the best face on. And there we go. We got him. God, that was a lot harder than it should have been. Okay. In stop. 30.03. In stop. 34. Ideally, that's going to be enough to slow down, to slow him down to the point where I'm going to hit F5. I think this is fair. And we're going to release here and see what it says. 818. Oh yeah, no wait, 65. That's not enough. We're going to F9. I think he's going to need at least 150, if not 200, to validly pick a spot. So we want 4 times this amount. So now it's all about this ship coming down on Duna and hitting these guys right where they live. And the best time to do that is going to be at Arapahoapsis. It's going to take us... We want to do something along these lines here. We want to land in the daylight. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine right there. And then we just have to go plus an orbit until the guys rotate around. And then we can tweak it from there. And a little bit south. Or north. Whoa, crazy time. And this was, of course, a 42 meter per second burn, so we had plenty of fuel in this guy. And I am going to, again, abuse quick save, because this is a crazy difficult thing here that we're doing. Okay, we're coming down. I thought I was recording and I wasn't. Sorry about that. But we've got a nice trajectory coming down here. I'm glad I saved some of the fuel in here, and I'm glad I put more fuel in here, because the trajectories mod kept overestimating, and it kept dragging back here. So I put the orbit way over here, and it dragged back to about here, and then I actually slowed down again, because now that we're suborbital, it seems to be pretty much accurate as far as what it's guessing is going to happen here. So we should be able to see our guys on the horizon. There they are. Let's target them. Let's also turn on the HUD. That's looking really good. I think we are good to go. We are going to hit the chutes. We are going to... move ourselves over a little bit. Might as well get the most out of this as we can. Yeah, if the guys have to walk a couple kilometers, they have to walk a couple kilometers. I'm a little disturbed that the chutes haven't opened yet. Oh, min pressure. We need to min pressure up to maximum. Or no, up to maximum, yeah. There we go. Down to minimum. Okay, we're going to ditch that because I don't think we need it anymore. No. Oh, boy. Come on. Down to minimum. Down to minimum. Down to minimum. Oh, God. I have no idea. That was terrible. We totally exploded on the surface because I forgot to set my parachutes. I refuse to accept that. I'm not going to do this mission again. I'm sorry to anybody who thinks this is cheating, but no. Okay, everybody's minimum pressure is set to the minimum. We have not done the burn yet. No, we have done the burn, but we're going to need to fix it once we get into the atmosphere. I hate that I'm wasting 61 liters of fuel here that we're not going to be able to get back, but oh well. We are 74 meters away. I actually feel like we should burn up. And I also think that that was probably too much. Yeah, it doesn't want to go back to retrograde again. There we go. We are perfectly in line. We are overshooting, so I'm going to hit the chutes right now. Oh boy, I did not expect the chutes to go already. All of them. Well, we might be walking 30 kilometers. I'm going to ditch the fuel as soon as we know it's not going to hit them. I'm also going to hit the landing gear, because as soon as we ditch that fuel tank, this thing is ballistic. It's doesn't have any control whatsoever. Actually, I think we're going to be really good. To the point where I'm going to wait until the last second to pull this thing, or at least until this is lower than them. Because the last thing I would want is for this thing to, like a missile, take out the the guys as they're standing on the ground. As funny as it would be, I think it would be a bad idea. I'm also going to turn off SAS because we really don't need it anymore. I'm actually going to fully deploy these guys at 700. I'm just going to kind of stair-step these guys so that we get more deployments. Okay, we can officially ditch the fuel. And we have no more control over this ship. Although I can still set these, which is a little bit cheaty, but hey, what are you going to do? And here we go. The parachute should start opening any second now. And slow us down. It's a 35 meters per second, which is a little bit higher than I want it. But we have yet to land. We are less than 2.8 kilometers away from the guys, which is really good, actually. Oh, less than 3 kilometers, I should say. They got a little bit of a trek, but that's okay. It's nothing compared to how long it's going to take them to get home. I'm a little bit concerned about anything breaking on this thing, but there's nothing we can do. This guy is ballistic. The ground is at least pretty flat. The slope... I guess I don't have the slope set up here. These landing legs might survive a 35 meter per second impact. There's only one way to find out. They'll probably break, but we could fix them. Here we go. Oh, this is going to be harsh. Please don't die. Please don't die. Nice. Thank you. Okay, these guys have been on the surface of Duna for 4 years and 87 days. They are starving. They also need to figure out where to go. The Duna lander's this way. They have full monoprop, and they're going to use it. I'm going to hit F5. I'm sorry. Don't want to be going too fast. I don't want to be going too slow either, and I don't want to be going down too slow. Oh boy. You're gonna take a spill, aren't you? Nice. Nicely done. Yeah, you gotta be careful at Duna because you have just enough monoprop to lift off. If you start going down, you're in trouble. Because look, I'm doing full up and I'm barely clearing this hill here. And now I did it. Don't die. Okay, you're gonna sit still here. Actually, am I in time warp? No, it just felt like it. Okay, you're gonna sit here while I go to you, not you. Go to you, and you are going to do the same thing, which is go this direction. Yeah, you learned from Regex's mistake. You got a little bit higher here. Of course, higher means that the penalty for failure is higher. But we won't think about that. We are traveling 28 meters per second relative to the target here. We are slowing down due to air resistance, which is nice. But we're also going to have to slow down due to slowing down. This kind of feels like perhaps we're nearing a memory limit. Yeah, my frames per second are terrible. I'm going to, after you land, I'm going to exit out of the game and reload it so we can get you guys going here. Okay. As soon as you get back up here, I will be back. I'm just going to reload the game. Okay, we're back. We got 30 frames per second again. That's good. Okay, Regex, you have 1.6 kilometers to go. Let's go ahead and do this. And you guys actually don't need to save any monoprop. If you land with 0 monoprop, you'll be fine. Well, it's crazy. We're back down to 14 frames per second. So I'm not sure exactly what it is about flying on Duna that's causing all this slowness, but it's just the way it is, I guess. And I don't know for a fact if I can save you guys with this craft. I'm basing this on assumptions I have made about how I think the life support mod works. The MKS, not MKS, but the same package, but I have only taken the life support out of it. I think when you enter a pod with life support in it, your guy is going to eat all the life support in the entire pod, and then be okay for 15 more days, but all of that life support will be gone. That's what I'm assuming. I don't think we need the HUD anymore. You just came back to the old ship. This is bad. I am terrible at this game. And you can't refill your jetpack. And I'm getting 11 frames per frickin' second here. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to capitalize on this here. We're going to make sure... Aha! Take all the data. Wow, that would have sucked. That would have really sucked. So it's worth the walk, I think. Yeah, but you're going to have to walk 2.7 kilometers, and I'm not going to make anybody watch that, so I will be back in probably an hour and a half. Okay, we are back, and we were back to 60 frames per second. Tweakable everything was just chewing up my frame rate. I don't know why, but I uninstalled it, and everything's fine now. But okay, here is where the big test comes, and Regex... actually, no. We are going to start with, who's this, Agent? Yeah, Agent Kerman is going to be the guy who tries this first. Now, what we are going to do here is realize that this thing doesn't have a computer controlling it, and hopefully we'll be able to do this with the Kerbals. I am terrible at this game. I screwed up. They cannot... What is Agent? I don't think it matters whether you're an engineer or not. He is an engineer, so if anybody could do it, he would. These things are supposed to detach, but there's a problem. The ship doesn't have any computer control, so I can't detach these. So somebody's got to get in the ship to detach them, and when they do, they're going to eat all the food on the ship. However, that just means that we only have 15 days to get them back. I think we're going to be setting up a new thing. Okay, Agent. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Let's go ahead and try this and see what happens. And here we go. It didn't say anything about him destroying anything. And none of the food was destroyed. So I did all this for nothing. The whole purpose of these lander cans was to get these guys to eat the food out of these and then get back out and then go up into the main ship. Okay, tell you what. Go ahead and transfer yourself up here. Now you're up here, right? Yep. Now we're going to decouple this because we don't actually want these things on the main ship. Decouple this. Kind of sucks that all this food's going to get wasted, but you know what? I don't care. Regex. You know what? There's a moderate, slight chance that Regex will be the one who freaks out. So I'm just going to, just to make sure that we don't screw this up, roll this over so that it won't. Board anyway, yes. And nope, still tons of food. So what are you going to do? Go ahead and get out. Grab all the experiments that you can out of here. You would have full monoprop again, which is awesome. Whoa, and you're going crazy. Okay, you get to go up into the capsule. You get to jump up in the air. I'll never understand how this new system's supposed to be better. But go ahead and board. Okay, we are on the ship. We are ready to take off. Whew. I'm going to F5 again. The parachutes, we are not going to load these parachutes up. I don't care. We are going to stage the engine. We are going to make sure that these things are set up right. They are not. We're going to put these in the same stage. When these things run out of fuel, we are going to dump them, and then we're only going to have this. We are going to launch to the east in 3, 2, 1. Now. We're going to hit T. And, okay, this is a... We're doing things twice as much as we did on Kerbal. So when we get our apoapsis up to 4, actually want to be right here. We're just watching our fuel drain here. It's draining from all 3 of these equally. Oh, because pump is on. Pump is off. Pump is off. Actually, let's make these 1s. And then turn the pump back on. And we should be tilted over more. Let's actually just do this. Because our apoapsis is already at 10, so yeah, we're good. Now this guy should be full. So now we can just pump and balance off on everything. And then these guys are balanced. 129 and 128, yep. So now we're just going here. Not exactly doing this perfectly, but you know what? I would rather be safe than sorry. And yeah, we're actually farther up than we would be on Kerbin, so I'm gonna tilt this thing over. As soon as we get up to an apoapsis of about I'm gonna say 35. That's where we want to be sideways. But my drag arrows, see, I don't have like no drag whatsoever. So we're doing pretty good here. We're going to burn it up until it's at about 100. We actually might carry these all the way up into orbit with us. Which gives us options, I'm going to say. Among those options is we can land this thing on Ike. When we decide what we're doing here. Another option is... Now, we're not going to have enough meters per second to get all the way back to Kerbin. Okay, we are less than 100 meters away from our ship. We are coming in at 1 meter per second. The claw is armed and ready. And looking at the fuel here, we've got 2,300. And here we've got 115. And room for 450. So I don't think there's going to be any problem with getting these guys down to Ike next episode. This is going to be the last thing that happens in this episode. Please don't blame me or anything, but this has been a trying mission so far. But I also think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this station in orbit around Duna. And then these guys, the three of these guys, are going to go to Ike. But we want to get the Prospector there as well. We'll have to figure that out next episode. But we're going to leave this in orbit around Duna. This thing is going to take this guy down to Ike and get it all set up, and then come back and get this. That way we're using the least amount of fuel possible. And look at that. Didn't even have a chance to turn to see. We have grabbed onto this guy. His fuel tanks are pump level 1. This is pump level 1. So if we make this 2 and turn on pumping, he should fill these guys up. And he did not. So these guys are 1. These guys need to be 2. My cat needs to shut up. Now these guys are full. These guys are full. They're perfectly ready to go. And we can now detach him. And then these guys can... let's actually look here at the life support and see what they got. Duna lander replacement. I don't know what any of this is. The 2 crew here, they have 231 days of life support left. And I wonder how many days until the return window. That's going to be an important thing to know. Yeah, we're going to have to go for this one. I mean, it's only 651 meters per second, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, we're going to have to go for this one. And I mean, the return meters per second is nothing. See, that's in a year and 120 days. We can't do that. How many meters per second do these guys have? These guys have a total of 2616. See, we can get away with even like here. See, this is in 5 days. I think we're going to do something more like that. That way they can get home as quickly as possible. Yeah, if we, looks like this is about the sweet spot here. Actually, let's do this. Year 6 day 200 to year 6 day 400. Sometime in the next 200 days. Yeah, boom. Basically, right now is the best time to leave. Let's delete these Kerbal alarm clock windows. Let's add this one. Yeah, see, it's already passed. So actually, let's do. It's probably going to take what, 10 days to get here. Let's go ahead and plot this. Yeah, the sooner we leave, the better. And let's go ahead and add this Kerbal alarm clock alarm. There we go. In 9 days and 3 hours. And it's going to take total delta V 1834. We got plenty. So we are going to try to get these guys landed on Ike to get that the window, and we can even stick somebody on the claw and bring them down that way if we really wanted to. But that's all next episode. Next episode, we're going to take care of Ike, and then we're going to send these guys home. I hope you enjoyed watching this. It was trying, but I enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, talk at you later. Okay, we are now in we are now in Moon's sphere of influence here, and I said it wrong again. Let's just start over.